The Power of Your Subconscious Mind by Joseph Murphy. Today I want to take you on a journey, not to a distant land, not into outer space, but into the most extraordinary realm you already carry with you, your subconscious mind. We often live our lives believing that circumstances control us, that fate has the final word. But Joseph Murphy, in his timeless work, The Power of Your Subconscious Mind, shows us that the greatest power in shaping our destiny lies within ourselves. Let's begin with a simple truth. Your mind is like a garden. The conscious mind is the gardener, planting seeds through thoughts, beliefs, and words. The subconscious mind is the soil. It does not judge. It does not question. It simply receives the seeds and produces fruit accordingly. If you plant roses, you get roses. If you plant weeds, you get weeds. The subconscious makes no distinction. It reflects back what you consistently feed it. Think for a moment about the words you speak to yourself daily. Do you say things like, "I can't do this," "I'm not good enough," or "This always happens to me"? Each of these statements is a seed. When repeated often, your subconscious accepts them as instructions, and without resistance, it brings them into reality. On the other hand, when you affirm, "I am capable, I am worthy, good things flow to me," you give your subconscious a different script. Over time, it reshapes your experiences to align with those beliefs. Murphy emphasizes this with countless examples. He tells of people who healed their bodies, attracted prosperity, and transformed their lives, not through external luck, but through the inner dialogue they cultivated. Why does this work? Because the subconscious is the seat of imagination, intuition, and memory. It regulates your heartbeat, your breathing, the healing of your cells. It operates beneath conscious awareness, 24 hours a day. Imagine if you had to remind your heart to beat every few seconds. Thankfully, your subconscious takes care of that. And just as it keeps you alive physically, it also shapes the conditions of your life mentally and emotionally. But here's the challenge. Most of us were never taught how to work with this power. We've allowed random fears, old habits, and negative conditioning to dictate the seeds planted in our minds. And then we wonder why our harvest is full of weeds. Murphy's message is revolutionary because it gives us back responsibility and power. He says, change your thoughts and you change your destiny. One of his most practical methods is the use of affirmations and visualization. He suggests that before sleep, when the conscious mind grows quiet and the subconscious is most receptive, you repeat positive statements. For example, every day, in every way, I am getting better and better. By impressing this idea nightly, the subconscious begins to accept it as fact and works tirelessly to make it true. Visualization is equally powerful. Suppose you want to succeed in your career. Don't merely wish for it vaguely. Instead, picture yourself in vivid detail already achieving that success. See the office, hear the congratulations, feel the confidence. The subconscious mind responds to images just as powerfully, if not more so, than words. And the more you feel it as real, the faster it moves into form. Now let me pause here and clarify. This is not magic. It is not wishful thinking. It is the natural law of the mind. Just as electricity lights a bulb when harnessed correctly, the subconscious produces results when directed with clarity and belief. Let's take an example. Imagine two people facing the same setback, say losing a job. One says, "This always happens to me. I'll never find anything better." The other says, This is an opportunity. Something greater is on the way. Who do you think will approach interviews with more energy, creativity, and confidence? And who is more likely to attract a favorable outcome? The difference lies not in circumstance, but in the mental seeds planted. Murphy also warns us against the misuse of this power. If you dwell on fear, resentment, or limitation, the subconscious will faithfully reproduce those conditions. How many times have we said, "I'm afraid I'll catch that flu," only to fall ill days later? Or, "I never have enough money," only to see our finances dwindle further? These are not coincidences. They are the subconscious fulfilling its orders. So the question becomes, what orders are you giving your subconscious? If you don't like the results in your life, whether in health, relationships, or success, don't curse fate. Instead, examine the thoughts you've been entertaining. Then consciously replace them with new ones. It won't happen overnight, just as a seed doesn't become a tree in a day. But with persistence, the subconscious begins to shift, and your life follows. Murphy also emphasizes the role of faith, not necessarily religious faith, but a deep trust in the unseen power within you. Faith is what allows you to plant a seed and trust it will grow, even when you cannot yet see the sprout. He wrote, "Whatever you give your subconscious mind, it will reproduce and magnify. Therefore, give it love, give it health, give it abundance." Let's imagine what would happen if every person in this room took this to heart. If each of us began to speak to ourselves with kindness, to hold images of success instead of failure, to affirm health instead of disease, to trust abundance instead of scarcity, the ripple effect would be immeasurable. Not only would our individual lives transform, but so would our communities, our workplaces, our families. And so, the call today is simple but profound. Become the gardener of your mind. Guard carefully what you plant. Choose seeds of faith over fear, of love over resentment, of abundance over lack. Repeat them. Visualize them. Feel them as already real. Your subconscious mind has brought you safely through every night of sleep, beating your heart, repairing your cells, restoring your strength. If it can do that without your conscious effort, imagine what it can do when you deliberately guide it with belief and intention. So the next time you catch yourself saying, "I can't," stop. Replace it with, "I can, I will, and I am." The next time you face a challenge, don't say, "This is impossible." Instead, affirm, "There is a solution, and my mind is bringing it to me now." In closing, Joseph Murphy's message is not merely positive thinking. It is a blueprint for aligning the most powerful force you have, your subconscious mind, with the life you desire. You are not a victim of fate. You are not limited by past experiences. You are the gardener, and your mind is the soil. Plant wisely, nurture faithfully, and watch as your life blossoms beyond imagination. Like and subscribe to Leon Verse for more videos like this.